What do I do if
Okay.
I'm driving my car
All
and
right.
I
So
get stopped?
Valerie, that's that the answer to that question is not as clear in terms of black and white. It can't just be like, well, I'm going to say, officer, go away. I don't want to talk to you. Now, if you get stopped, they may say this is part of a normal process where, we have some sort of basis. And we're going to talk about law enforcement in the context of two aspects. So you might get stopped by law enforcement that might be, let's say, local police or state police, or maybe even in few circumstances, federal law enforcement. But the interesting thing about the federal law enforcement side is that federal law enforcement can include Homeland Security, Department of Homeland Security, and it can include ICE officers. Okay. Now, these days, and I'm sure everybody's watching the news in Minnesota and other places, they are going after people who, I don't agree with their policies, but they're going after people who look like immigrants. And, they could be black, they could be brown, or they could look like an immigrant. Okay. And they're literally asking them, stopping them, are you a United States citizen? So they may stop you and ask you that question directly. Are you a United States citizen? Okay. Do you have immigration status here? In Brooklyn, we have over 4 million people that live in New York City. And excuse me, Brooklyn alone, New York City is about 10 million. But if they stop you, first of all, you can say to them that if you're a citizen, be like, I'm a United States citizen and you shouldn't have any problems. So you should be allowed to go. Second, you could also say, I'm going to exercise my right to remain silent. I'm not going to answer any questions. Now, they may give you a hard time. You're like, well, why don't you want to answer questions? You have something to hide. You do have the right to remain silent. You can say, officer, am I being detained? Am I being, arrested? Am I being stopped where I can no longer, be on my way in my vehicle because I don't want to consent to this conversation. I don't want to consent to this stop. I don't want to consent to any search or any other information that you may need